What's up, everybody? Today is Friday, January 23rd. I am going to share with you a 2026 real estate market forecast from Keeping Current Matters, which is the number one website that I trust when it comes to what's going on nationally in the real estate market. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Experts forecasts point to affordability improving in 2026. Now, this is national, so I'm going to give you a brief breakdown of what I think is going to happen locally. Wondering what to expect from the housing market in 2026? You're not the only one. For the past few years, affordability has been the biggest barrier standing between most people and their next move. And a lot of buyers and sellers have been holding their breath, waiting for things to get better. The good news, it's finally happening. In 2025, affordability was the best it's been in 3 years, and experts agree the momentum will keep going in 2026. And that's based on their analysis of the key factors shaping the housing market in the year ahead: mortgage rates, inventory, and home prices. Lower mortgage rates are already here. Mortgage rates have already come down from their peak. By some counts, they dropped by almost a full percentage point over the course of last year. And that's a big deal, even if it doesn't sound like it. But how low will they go? And should you wait for them to come down more? Here's your answer. Forecasts suggest they'll stay pretty much where they are now and hover in the low 6% range throughout 2026. Here's a graph. Mortgage rates are expected to hover in the low sixes. All right, that's for the 30-year fixed rate. Where they go from here really depends on what happens with the economy, the job market, and any changes in monetary policy the Fed makes in the year ahead. The important thing is they're already lower than they were just 1 year ago, and that's ideal if you're planning a 2026 move. For buyers, a lower rate reduces monthly payments and increases buying power, and that combo helps more people qualify for homes that previously felt just out of reach. For sellers, it may be time to accept that rates in the sixes are the new normal. And if you need to move, it's doable, especially with your equity. I've been saying that for the last few months. Even more options are on the way. In 2025, the number of homes for sale improved by about 15%. As inventory rose, buyers regained things they hadn't had in years: options, time to consider those options, and negotiating leverage. That helped restore more balance to the housing market. Not to mention the inventory gains are a big piece of what's helped price growth slow down, which in turn improves affordability. While the inventory gains this year aren't expected to be as steep, experts at Realtor.com say the supply of homes for sale should grow by another 8.9% this year. If you've been following my videos, you've already seen that locally we have seen inventory rising at a pretty steep rate already this year. For buyers, that means even more choice and more negotiating power. For sellers, pricing your house right will be essential to draw in buyers. Where have you heard that before? Home price growth is slowing to a more substantial pace. With more homes for sale, there isn't as much upward pressure on prices right now, and we've seen that shake out over the past year. Even so, the overwhelming majority of experts say nationally prices will continue to rise in the year ahead, just at a slower pace. On average, they say prices will rise by 1.6%. And here's a graph. Expect moderate home price growth in 2026. And you can see that the average of all these, there's the National Association of Realtors down there in green, Wells Fargo, Totality, Realtor.com, blah, 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 Fannie Mae, Zillow, Redfin, yada, yada. The average is 1.6. Okay. And the MBA they think it's going to go down by 0.3%. I think prices are kind of stable here unless we see a huge, right here in our local neighborhoods, Conejo Valley, SIMI, and Moorpark, unless we see another giant surge like we did last February, then we could easily see pressure on prices continue. And that's reassuring if you've been fed content on social media saying prices are going to come crashing down. Here's what you need to remember most about this: it's going to vary a lot by area, just like I was just saying. So lean on a local agent for the latest on what's happening where you are. Some markets will see prices rise more than this, others may see prices come down slightly. It really all depends on conditions in your local market. But overall, prices will continue to rise at the national level, and that's good for the market as a whole. As Realtor.com explains, For home buyers and sellers, the shift signals a more balanced market, one where price growth steadies, rate relief offers breathing room, and negotiating power tilts subtly towards buyers. For buyers, expect more moderate price growth, not the sudden and intense spikes just a few short years ago. That gives you fewer surprises and more predictability, which makes budgeting a whole lot easier. For sellers, this slower price growth restores balance without putting your equity at risk, and that's a win. More homes will sell. All of this adds up to a better affordability equation in 2026, and that's exactly why experts are saying we should see more homes sell and more people buy this year. More homes will sell in 2026 than the last 2 years. 2024, we had 4,746,000 nationally. Last year, we had about 4,754,000, and the forecast for 2026 is 5,171,000. Okay. So that's almost a 10% increase. Buyers are benefiting from more inventory and improved affordability, while sellers are seeing price stability and more consistent demand. Each group should have a bit more breathing room in 2026. The bottom line is more people are finally going to be able to make their move this year. So the question is, will you be one of them? The market is giving you an opportunity you haven't had in a while. Maybe it's time to take advantage of it. Bottom line, affordability won't change suddenly overnight, but with several key trends working together, it should slowly and steadily improve in the months ahead. That's exactly why in 2026, you should see a market with more balance, more predictability, and more breathing room than you've had in years. Want more information about the opportunities unlocking in your market? Connect with a real estate agent today. Okay, folks, so that's the national. And what I'm predicting is we're going to have a very balanced market out here. I think again, we're already starting to see the inventory build up. I think by the end of February, we are again going into March, going to have a lot more opportunities for buyers out there. I'm curious though as to whether or not the pie in the sky priced sellers of last year are going to come back on the market this year. And if they do, are they going to be more realistic on their price? If we see that, then we could see the market heat up substantially and a lot more sales in our local market. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Josh Brenner with Compass right here in Westlake Village, California. If you like information about real estate, please like and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. And don't forget, everybody, to get some exercise today. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.